What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special edition of A&M Political Views. We are your host, Aviance Watts.
And I'm Michelle Tyson.
Okay, you guys, we're gonna do a little something different this time, because we do know Juneteenth is approaching, and it's going to be a big celebration across the country. So we wanted to, kind of give you guys a history, a three-part series on the meaning of Juneteenth, um, the history of Black Wall Street, the history of Juneteenth also, and the present of Black Wall Street and how it all ties in together. So it's going to be a three-part series. Tonight we're going to cover pretty much the history of Juneteenth, where it originated, where the name comes from, stuff like that. Part two, we're going to pretty much be covering
At the beginning of Black Wall Street.
the history of Black Wall Street, and third part of the series is going to pretty much cover
where Black Wall Street
where
is
Black
today.
Wall Street is today. Yeah, so
and the meaning and what it means to,
and how it's evolved and all that
yes.
good stuff. So right now, because really a lot of people, they've heard of Juneteenth and they couldn't even tell you what it actually means. Actually, the name Juneteenth originated from June 19th. Um, President Lincoln had signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed the slaves back in. Well, actually, he signed it in 1862. Um, it didn't go into effect until like 1865. No, 1860. Yeah, three. But then it really didn't pass until 1865, which was it passed. It actually passed April of 1865 first, but it didn't really go into effect until May 21st of 1865. So, with that being said, all of this it reached all the states basically saying the slaves were freed. They were pretty much equal rights to the slave owners. Now they were equal. They were considered. They no longer considered them slaves.
All except except the Confederate states, basically.
Yeah,
Texas.
the southern states. Actually, Texas was the last one to catch on. They really didn't go into effect until June.
June 19th, actually,
June.
when Gordon, what was his name?
Gordon, what was it?
Gordon.
Shoot, what was his
We
name?
just said it.
Union. He was the Union General. I know that much. Gordon something. It was Gordon. We have to get to it.
Goodwin Gordon.
I don't know. Yeah, look that up. But yeah, he actually went into Texas and had to actually to announce that it wasn't no more slaves. But Texas wasn't trying to hear that. A lot of southern states wasn't trying to hear that. When they were saying free the slaves, they were like, oh no, nah. So but at the same time, like I said, Texas was the last one. And it's funny because Texas was the last one to actually, put it into effect. But they were the first one. They were the first state to actually make Juneteenth a holiday. They celebrated it as a holiday. They were the first. Every state is not an actual federal holiday yet. It's actually two states that still doesn't celebrate. It's only two states that doesn't celebrate Juneteenth, and that is North Dakota and South Dakota.
And Hawaii.
Oh yeah, and Hawaii. Yep, it's three states. It's three states.
Really.
Yeah, and pretty much, like I said, the Emancipation Proclamation was passed then in 1865, freeing over 250,000 slaves, basically. But this is the thing though, what a lot of people don't know. President Lincoln, he signed that to free the slaves, but he signed it to free the slaves so they can go into the Civil War. Now, this is where it gets tricky because President Lincoln, once he freed the slaves and once the slaves were free, they didn't know where to go. Yeah. And then some of them just stayed on the plantation and stayed with their masters because, they didn't have any resources. They didn't have any source of income or anything, So even though legally, they were supposed to be treated equally, as as their former slave masters, they would, to this day they still ain't, really following that. But yeah, it is, so.
I heard something not too long ago that um I forgot what I was watching, but the man said we cannot totally be free until we start acknowledging the past of what was
Hmm.
wrong
Hmm.
and acknowledging the future and the present of what is still wrong to us.
Hmm.
No reparations is needed,
Hmm.
only justice.
Hmm. Hmm. I like that. Who said that?
I forgot what I was watching, but he was so deep. I was like, whoa. I mean, it was when he said that, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna remember that because it was just something that just really hit
Hmm.
home, you know.
Hmm.
And I think we need to really start educating our younger youth what
Because we hear
Juneteenth.
We hear
Yeah, we hear
Juneteenth,
it, you know, when we get
and
them
if you
all
say, "Man, what
dressed
June
up.
19th? What is Juneteenth?"
Because to be
I
honest,
don't know.
I think a lot of people think Juneteenth is a day where black folks just celebrate just to be
Yeah,
celebrating.
yeah,
I
like
don't
St.
think,
Patrick's Day or
yep,
something like
like,
that.
yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
they really
or Cinco de Mayo or
understand.
something.
Yeah, I don't think they really understand the importance
Hmm.
of what
And the
Juneteenth
history and the
is and the
reason.
history and the reasoning behind it and
Hmm.
why we celebrate it. And I
Hmm.
think I'm so glad this idea came to us because I think it's very important that we start teaching our own kids what certain things mean and why
Hmm.
we do what we do. Let's break the tradition of, oh, we just do this because we all been doing it. No,
Hmm.
let's teach them why we supposed
Hmm.
to be doing this.
Hmm.
And I think if they understand why, and if we start teaching them why we're doing
Hmm.
these things and why we celebrate certain
Hmm.
days and why we harp on it so much, I think our youth will start understanding better and appreciating a lot more
I ain't
things.
even gonna lie. I did, and I'm confessing right now. I didn't know about Juneteenth until I lived in I was living in New York, in Buffalo, New York, and they were celebrating it. And I know it was a big parade, and they were real excited about it. I was working for a radio station. They were real animate about Juneteenth, Juneteenth. And I never heard of it until then, and I really still, and this was like maybe back in oh 08, 2008. So that's like 13 years. I was grown already. When I was young, I never heard of Juneteenth. I haven't. I mean, even in school. I mean, we didn't. I don't even think we celebrated it in Muskegon. Did we even celebrate Juneteenth?
I don't
We
know
didn't
about
do
in
it.
Muskegon, but I know in Detroit we celebrated
They
like
did.
so much, so
Okay.
many
Okay.
things. Because I'm back in the day, we used to have all the ethnic festivals,
They ain't do it in
and
Muskegon. They
that's
didn't.
one thing. Oh my God, I ain't even gonna say no. But anyway,
I mean, they had a festival in
a
the park, but it wasn't, Juneteenth and
ethnic
related or
festival,
nothing
yeah.
like that. But
So when they had the ethnic festivals, that's when it came about. But I was so young, I don't remember. I didn't, to be honest, I didn't really remember what Juneteenth was. And then, like when Muskegon started celebrating it, that's when I'm like, okay. And it wasn't until I really started paying attention
mm,
to my surroundings and other, and starting to broaden my horizons and get back to my roots.
mm,
You know, I didn't start paying attention. And once I started paying attention, I'm like, oh, okay, Juneteenth. And so I said, let me dig a little bit deeper. And then once
mm.
I dig deeper, I'm like, you know what? I know if I'm like this, I know it's a whole bunch of
Yeah,
other
I mean,
people
and
like
people
me.
out there celebrating it nationwide,
Yes, and
across
don't
the
know
country,
what
and
they
don't even know they
celebrating. I
celebrating.
mean,
They know it's something got
honestly,
something to do with black people,
yep. And it was
and
it
some people think it's just a theme.
And and it's crazy because white people get so nervous when we say we celebrate Juneteenth, and they don't know what it means. And so when they don't know what it means, and they want to know what it means, it's like they're so nervous to ask. So don't be
Mhm.
scared to ask what it means, y'all. Just go ahead and be like, I don't
Yeah.
know what that means. So can you please elaborate? And I'm pretty sure any person of color will be happy to tell you what Juneteenth means. We're not offended by it. If you don't know, you just don't know.
Right.
And trust me, we would love to educate you on what
Mhm.
we deal with and on what we celebrate and why we celebrate it. I mean,
Mhm.
because if you don't know, then you don't know it. How else
No.
will you go? How else will you know it?
Yeah.
You don't
I mean,
ask.
it's history.
That's right. And it's part of history that a lot of people don't have in the regular books
Mhm.
that they teach in school.
They didn't teach
So,
us that when I was in high school. They
so yeah,
didn't.
and our young kids don't get that right now.
Mhm.
So, it's best for us to go ahead and start educating our own. And
Mhm. Because
I'm
like I said,
so
I didn't know until I was grown.
yeah, like I said, I had to have a refresher because
Yeah.
shoot,
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes you just get out
I
of
didn't
the
know about
loop.
Black Wall Street till I was grown. I
Yeah.
didn't hear about that until I was grown either.
Well,
I
I
mean,
had always
read
heard
up on
about
it.
yeah, I had
I
always
heard the
heard about
title,
it. Yeah.
but not until I was grown, until I
So
really.
just imagine if we weren't really paying attention when we were young, and if it's
Hmm.
not brought to
So
the
they snatched that out the
attention,
history books
yeah,
quick.
really, no, like they wouldn't pass. Don't pass go straight to jail. But if we don't teach our kids about Black Wall Street and introduce them and show them and teach them the importance of Black Wall
And the
Street
history and
today,
the roots of it.
yes, then they won't appreciate it and they really won't care about what Black Wall Street is either.
Hmm.
So, let's stop just putting shirts on them that say Juneteenth and let's
And they don't know
explain
what
to
it
them.
is. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, let's put
let's
a little
really put a little
educate
emphasis
them.
and educate our
Hmm.
youth on what it is. So,
Hmm.
um, for our next episode, we will be
Covering Black Wall Street and the history of it and where the name originated from, because a lot of people use that now, Black Wall Street, and really it is really just a symbol of black economics, basically. So that's what that title represents. It's not one person that owns it, but that title alone just represents black economics and black businesses. Pretty much that's what we use it for today. Because back then that's where it originated from. But yeah, we'll get into that on the next segment. Um, but yeah, Black Wall Street is and then I think it was a rapper that used Black Wall Street. His group. I mean, that was his little label or whatever. But and it's funny because when I heard him saying Black Wall Street, I thought he made that name up, and this was some years back. Yeah, I thought he made it up. And then once I started hearing the name more and more, and I'm like, oh. And then after a while, I started kind of reading up on it myself, and then I finally found out, where it came from. And, you
I
know,
remember when I first heard of Black Wall Street, I got super excited. I was like, it's a Black
yeah,
Wall
yeah,
Street.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's some black
People
folks that's
with
rich
stocks and
with stocks.
with
I'm like,
money.
all right, now that's what I'm trying to get to. And I'm not there, but at least, I know I can get
Yeah,
there, so I'm
yeah.
not worried about it. But yeah, it's nice, and we
Yeah.
really, really want to make sure we get the word and the message out to our community,
Hmm.
and to
And,
our surrounding communities, because
and try to bring it back
yes,
because because group and they practice group economics, and that's one thing I really admired about Black Wall Street, the original Black Wall Street, and the one now, but how it started, and they really practiced group economics. They kept their money flowing in their community, and that's one thing that was important. So we got any announcements?
yes. Make sure you tune in next week. We will be
Oh,
um
part two.
oh yes, part two, matter of
Yeah,
fact.
Black Wall Street. We're gonna
Yes.
go off into detail about what Black Wall Street really consists of. I mean, some of us know, some of us think we know, some of us don't know. You know what I'm saying? But either way, we're gonna give you guys just a little bit of what Black Wall Street consists of, and the history of it, and where the name originated from, and where it started.
Right. Not tomorrow's episode
Not
though,
tomorrow's episode.
but
Nah.
the next
We
week.
got something for y'all tomorrow
Yeah.
too. So
Tomorrow we actually have a special guest, thanks to Miss Sonia Hernandez. So thank you very much.
what's up, Sonya?
Yes. So this gentleman is a book author. So we are grateful to have him come aboard tomorrow and share his book with us. So stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. And also, you guys, we don't leave here without our announcements. We're taking back Muskegon.
June 7th.
Yes. Oh, come on. And don't forget, our cleanup is June 5th, you guys.
Yeah.
From 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. So
Mm-hmm.
come on out, help us clean up. We got.
Yeah, because we're trying to get it clean for the kids,
Yes,
because
definitely.
the playground and all the area that they're gonna be at, we're gonna be out there cleaning up. So if you guys got time, if you got a minute or two, we would appreciate if you guys come out, because this is for the kids, and we needed a safe place for them to clean. We need it clean and for them to play, and we don't want to have beer bottles and stuff like that out there, and what have you, and all that other stuff that we out there, needles and all that good stuff. So we want to keep the area clean and safe for them to, because again, and what time are we having them?
This is from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m.
9 to 12.
We will have refreshment, you
Yeah,
guys.
we're gonna
So,
bring
it
water
ain't
and all
much,
that good
but,
stuff.
we're going to make sure you
If
put
you
a
got
little
some rakes,
something in there.
yeah, if you got some rakes, bring a rake. I mean,
Some gloves.
some
And got some
gloves,
leaf
some
bags,
leaf
you guys.
bags.
We got leaf bags. But
Yeah.
just bring some rakes, because
So
we
we're
only
making a
limited.
call to do a community cleanup
Yes.
for our for the youth, for the summer program,
Yes.
because
And
that's where
whatever
our kids gonna
churches,
be at.
whatever churches I didn't get to today, hopefully I can get to you before next week. But I did get to most of the surrounding churches or surrounding the area, because I wanted to make sure the churches closest to the projects kind of made sure they made the announcement, because those kids are in walking distance, to the projects.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Suffering Bishop Burrell. He said he was the first one. He was like, he loved the idea, making sure he's going to make that announcement for me on Sunday. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Yes, that's at Christ Temple. Mm-hmm. So thank you to my Christ Temple family, because half my family go there. So I just want to thank y'all for your support. I really do. We really work hard trying to make sure we have a platform that the community can use and, get their information out. So we just really, really want to thank everybody for all the love and support. And also, we mentioned June 7th. Don't forget to come out. The kickoff time for that is
the youth summer program. The projects was it 6:15 Hovey?
6:15 East Hovey. Yes.
Yes.
And that time is
ages
from
7 to 10 years
12 until 2, you guys.
Ages 7 to 10.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna have all kind of activities. We're gonna feed them. They definitely gonna leave with something.
And the parents gonna leave with something too. So, we got different organizations that are also coming out that day. Mm-hmm. I know Timberland will be out, Cadillac will be out.
Cadillac Inc.
Yes, okay. Cadillac Inc. will be out. Okay. It's quite a few other organizations that are coming out to help support. Mm-hmm. So if there are any other organizations that we haven't gotten to and you want to come out and support, please feel free to come on and support. I mean, this is a community effort thing, you guys. This isn't just a one-man show. This is a whole Muskegon County show. We just trying to show love and support of the youth in the projects at East Park Manor. Like I keep saying all week, you guys, this has been a long time coming, and I am super, super excited to give back to East Park Manor. And East Park, everybody that I've been talking to from East Park Manor, they super excited and happy, that an organization has decided to come in and help young kids. So y'all know I'm coming back at y'all as soon as y'all already promised. Y'all said, hey, we appreciate it, what y'all need. So, hey, Show that love. Show that love. Keep showing the community love. I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. Taking back Muskegon appreciates y'all.
And the political views
Yes.
also. So again, you guys, June 5th, Saturday, June 5th, from 9 to 12, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We're gonna be in the projects doing like a small community cleanup. So if you can, we'd greatly appreciate if you come out and help. Because again, we're trying to get it set for June 7th, Monday, June 7th, at from 12 to 2. June 7th throughout the summer, we're gonna have our summer program. So that's where the kids are gonna be, that's the playground and the basketball court and stuff like that. That's where they're gonna be. We have access to that so the kids can play. It's free time, and we want to have that looking good, nice and clean. So remember, keep those dates, mark them on your calendar, and
June 7th through August 26th.
through August 26th, 12 weeks, y'all. 12 weeks. We're gonna have your kids for 12 weeks. So.
12-week program. You can't even beat that. You can't.
The longest in town, really. So, but anyway, yeah. So we look forward to seeing you guys at the cleanup and also at the kickoff. So, yeah, I think that's about it.
I think so.
Yeah. All right, y'all. That wraps up another segment 1 of A&M Political Views. In regards to Juneteenth, Black Wall Street, and where it is today, and how it all ties in. Again, I'm your host, Aviance Watts.
And I'm Michelle Tyson.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for segment 2.
Have a good night, you guys.